Since we are done in dissecting worms and squid, now let's proceed with crab dissection. So now let's discuss the external parts of the crabs, and let's start off with the carapace, which is the shell of the crabs in here, and then we will now proceed with the lateral spine. And as I measured the specimen earlier, it is actually 14 centimeter wide. This specimen has actually 5 periopods on each side. So we will be starting off with the leg number 5, which is the swimming leg. Okay, so this is the dactyl of a swimming leg, while this is the dactyl of the cilliped, or the entire claw, or the chela. Next, this is the propodos of the swimming leg, and this is the propodos of the chela. Then this is the carpus of the swimming leg, and this is the carpus of the cilliped. Next would be the merus of the swimming leg, which is in here, while on the cilliped, this is the merus. Then the swimming leg has basiischium, and the last part would be the coxa, so which is in here. Of course, let's not forget the eye of the crab, which is in here. Then the anterolateral teeth, which is in here. Let's count it in. There should be an 8 of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the opposite of the dactyl is actually the fixed finger, and between them is actually the teeth of the crab. So now let's proceed with the ventral surface of the crab. So we will be going to examine if this crab is a female specimen or a male specimen through the abdomen. So if the crab is an immature female, the abdomen should be nearly equilateral triangle, while if it is a mature female, it should be a broad with convex side. And then if it is a male, then it should be a narrow with a broad base. And as we can see in here, our specimen for today is actually a male. So let's start off with the intestine of this male crab, which is in here. Then this is the abdomen. This two that looks like a string in here is the pleopods or the gonopods. And then we will be able to see in here the penis of the crabs, which is actually a thin-like structure which is in there. So these are the regions of the thorax, and we will be now locating the structures of the ventral side of it. So let's count it in if how many regions are there, and there are 8 of it. So the 6th part of the region is what we call the sternite 6. This is the maxilla with 3. This one is the mouth field. Yes, that's it. Let's come closer to see the mouth field of the crabs. And this part in here is what we call the rostrum. And this is also the maxilliped, because there's actually the 3 parts of maxilliped. Next is the inhalant aperture and the locking spine of the crabs. So we will be now cutting the carapace of the crabs for us to be able to see the internal anatomy of the crab itself. Let's just have to make sure that we will not be cutting the internal organs of the crabs, because it's actually the important ones, and we'll just have to be careful. And as I cut in here, it should be 5 millimeters if I'm not mistaken, in order for us to see and not damage the internal organs. So please bear with me. So we will be now using a tweezer for us to be able to see the internal organs and get the carapace. So let's just be careful for us to not be able to damage the internal anatomy. And so now we are actually removing the epidermis of the crabs for us to be able to clearly see the internal organs or the internal anatomy of the crabs. So this is the gill or the gills of the crab, and we will check if there is a parasite in it, and there's actually none. So this is the heart of the crabs, and then this would be the midgut. So the white structure that I'm going to get in here is what we call the male gonad. And actually the yellow thing in there is what we call the pancreas. And lastly, this is the brain. Wait, hold on. This is the brain here, and this is the stomach. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it, and I hope you learned something. Adios, have a great day.